Okay, so recently I got a one-all in Progear, and so I thought I would make a video talking about it. The reason why I chose Progear to play is because recently I've been thinking more and more about, like scoring. And the thing that's really cool about Progear in that regard is that if you're using the scoring mechanics in a very basic way, it actually makes survival a lot easier because you're essentially canceling the bullets. And so I started doing a little bit of research into Pro Gear. I started with Actane's quick start video. Learned the basics of the scoring. I reached out to Pearl. Shout out to Pearl. Pearl's always been a homie. And just asked for advice and like, how exactly do you play this game? And so they helped me out. So my basic understanding of the scoring mechanic, and the reason why I'm going to explain this is because multiple people have told me that the scoring mechanics are elusive to them, and I don't fully understand the scoring mechanics. So if there's anything I leave out, or if anybody wants to add a layer to this, like by all means, like post in the comment section because I like learning stuff too. But the basic idea is the enemy bullets when they pass over an enemy sprite, if you destroy that sprite, all of the bullets that are hovering over that sprite in that moment will either cancel out and turn into rings or gems. All right. And so if you're using the auto fire, which is the strongest shot, the bullets will turn into rings. If you're using the homing shot, which is the A button, if you're holding down the A button, the bullets will turn into the corresponding gem of the ring you are holding. And you will always be holding the highest value ring that you've collected. And what dictates what rings you get is how many bullets you cancel. So the idea is to get the highest value ring, which isn't too difficult to do, which is the diamond ring. You'll see it here. It's on the bottom left of the screen here. And then when you destroy an enemy with the focus shot, all of the bullets around the enemy are going to turn into the diamonds, which is the highest value gem that you can get, as far as I know, because I had the diamond ring. And the important thing about this for somebody like me is that you are not only collecting a bunch of points, but the most important thing is that you are canceling a lot of bullets that you would otherwise have to dodge. And I have a hard time crashing into bullets, so it's a good reason to get to use this. Now, before I understand just that basic idea of switching back and forth to auto shot to grab the rings, then switching to focus shot to grab the diamonds, switching back to auto shot to grab the rings, and then going back to focus shot to grab the diamonds like you're seeing me do here, I was not getting very far in this game. But as soon as I started doing that, all of a sudden I started making it rather consistently to the end of the game. So that's important. Also, what I discovered here before I get into the run is that I always thought this is another one. This is another game that I thought was extremely difficult for the longest time. And now I would actually recommend Progear, a Progear 1-all, to anyone who has never gotten like a 1cc. If anybody wants to get into some cave shit and want to get their first like 1-all, it would be, my recommendation would be Dodonpachi first and foremost, but then also Progear, because the Progear 1-all is, I'm not going to say it's easy. It's actually still a very difficult game, but it ain't Ketsui. You know what I'm saying? It's not Esprit and it's not Battle Gorega, but it's also really intense and really fucking fun. So we'll get into the run here. Okay, so the run's gonna start here, and originally I wasn't actually gonna do this video, but these are actually the easiest videos to make for me because there's not a lot of editing that goes into this, or not a lot of elements that I have to like record or get, together in the editor and stuff like that. And so I thought this would be, kind of cool because also the Progear 1-all isn't the craziest clear, but to be honest with you, I'm pretty proud of it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is, for me, like, I'm still really stoked that I got this clear, because, like I said before during the scoring section of the video, for the longest time I thought that Progear was like crazy difficult, and I do think it's really difficult. So I'm gonna pick Bolt Nail here. But yeah, I figured, one, it's an easy video to make. Two, I'm really proud of it. And three, this is a great game for beginners. And my channel definitely is aimed towards beginners, obviously. And for me, like, some of the coolest things I ever see in my comment section, like my favorite comments often are comments where people say things like, hey, your channel inspired me to get back into shmups, or your channel inspired me to get a 1cc in whatever game, or, you know, I wasn't really into shmups till I saw your channel and now I'm playing like XYZ. Like, I love those comments like a lot. And so I think this is an excellent game for people who might be on the fence for actually trying to commit to getting like a 1cc, like doing the 1cc play. And so I decided this would be cool upload, maybe, as like a message to beginners. And so the other thing is, the video that you're seeing right here, this is all recorded from the arcade board, the PCB. I have a CPS2 board that I modified with the Darksoft multi-kit, which is amazing. It's basically a flash cart for the CPS2 arcade board, and it's 100% accurate. I think even Twin Galaxies accepts high scores from the Darksoft multi. But yeah, this one, I'm pretty proud of this. I'm pretty proud of this one, I won't lie. One thing I forgot to mention in the scoring section about the way the scoring works is, so when you destroy an enemy sprite, all the bullets that are hovering over that sprite at that moment will turn into either rings or gems. But, like, say for example, like, the diamonds are pretty big, and so there's a chain reaction actually that happens, from what I understand. So, like, if you change all of the diamonds that are all the bullets that are hovering over an enemy sprite into diamonds, it'll actually cause a chain reaction where all the bullets now that are hovering over the bullets that are changing into diamonds will also change into diamonds. So not just the bullets that are hovering over the sprites change into diamonds, like, potentially all the bullets all across the screen will change into diamonds. And so what that does is, there's a very interesting thing in this game where there's like a risk-reward system that's really interesting. So like I said before, if you're looking just for like a survival run, like if you watch like this run, that my run here is full-on survival run. Like, I'm going to play this very safe, you know, like right here, like there's, you know, there's better ways to do this for scoring, but I was playing the run very safe because it's like playing a game for survival, in my opinion. Like, you can call that, like, this is just the way I see it. Playing a game for survival is like level 1 difficulty, okay? And then when you start playing a game for score, often depends on the game, but when you start playing a game for score, often that's like level 2 difficulty. You know what I mean? Like it makes the game more difficult. And so while I was doing this and I was trying to get the 1-all here, I struggled with a problem where I would get greedy with the score, you know, especially when I started recording. My first one, this isn't even my first 1-all. My first 1-all was actually in MAME. Because the idea was, what I did was I practiced in MAME, and then I went to and I did full runs on the board. But I did a couple full runs on MAME and was really surprised that I got a 1-all in MAME pretty early, actually, in this struggle. There wasn't a whole lot of struggle for me with this, but that doesn't mean this is an easy game. It just means that maybe I'm picking up a little bit of legacy skill, maybe? I hope. Shit. But what I'm saying is that you can get greedy in this game, and because the idea is, like, you want to turn as many bullets as possible into diamonds. So what that means is you can hang back and let things sort of pile up and let the whole screen fill with bullets, and then you turn them all into diamonds. Then you start destroying the enemies and turning them all into diamonds. Obviously, that's way riskier, right? Because you're talking about more bullets on screen. But here you're going to see me use bombs, and you're going to see me, like, do all these these things. You have to play much more risky to make it to loop 2 and to get a higher score. Now, one thing too that's interesting that I want to mention about the fact that I'm playing on the PCB here. This is the PCB being recorded via RGB. One of the differences, one of the only differences, is watch when this boss dies, you'll see the hero sprite, the little ship. You'll see it disappear when the boss explodes. You kind of did it there, but on a lot of bosses, you'll see right there. You see how the hero sprite disappeared. You don't see that on MAME for some reason, but and I don't know about the Mr. Core. I didn't really play the game too much on the Mr. Core just because I wanted to use the save states in MAME. But you're looking at the PCB, possibly the Mr. Core, because the hero sprite will disappear when the boss explodes. So that's interesting. And that's really another thing I wanted to mention in this is that that's really the only thing that that I noticed. And this is actually really, really cool for new players. Like if people think that emulation, it's got to be real hardware or nothing. Frankly, in my opinion, that's just completely wrong now. Emulation has come a long way. Literally in this room, I have a setup where it's all analog. It's all, actual consoles and a PCB plugged into the CRT. So basically, I could literally go from one side of the room and play the PCB on a CRT television, which is exactly like playing the game on a cabinet, right? Like on an Astro City or a E-Grid or something. And then literally go to the other side of the room and play the game on MAME on my mini PC on a modern UHD television. And I can tell you that for me personally, and I've played a lot of these games, I'm just saying for me, I could not tell a difference in the way the game felt going from the PCB on a CRT going to MAME on a very fast Samsung UHD 60-inch television. And that's a testament to how far we've come with modern video equipment, like how fast it is and how good the emulation is. Even the way the game performed, like the slowdown felt really accurate on MAME to me. Now I'm not any kind of high level, Progear player, but I think that's worthy of mention. I think that's really interesting and very cool. It's another reason why I think that we live in an amazing time to play video games. So my point is this: you don't need the PCB to get into this stuff. You don't need actual hardware to get into this stuff anymore. If you want to get into this stuff, it's very easy to do. In fact, you can do it for free. Just get MAME and a bunch of ROMs on archive.org, and you are good to go. The other thing I wanted to mention too about Progear, and I think this is interesting, other than saying if you're new to the genre and you want to get a 1cc, you want to get or a 1-all or whatever, and you want to get into that kind of culture and that kind of play, I highly recommend that you do. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to do that to have fun, but I highly recommend it. This is an excellent game to start on. This one and Dodonpachi would be the two that I would recommend. In my experience, these are the best ones to start with. I started with DOJ Black Label. Probably not the best one to start with. That game is much more difficult than say Progear, in my opinion. But yeah, no, this pattern right here, by the way, I have to mention this. This pattern right here is, I usually bomb, but I started to try and do this without bombing. And I believe on this run I got myself killed, and I was really upset. I think I got cornered, and I got killed. But anyway, I should have just bombed, just to be safe. But for some reason I wanted to get that. But yeah, so that's the thing. That one of the things I wanted to mention is that, and that's important, is that the gateway to entry for this stuff is very small. It's very cheap. Like it's a piece of cake to start playing these games because MAME is really accurate. I think it's really accurate, actually. This is my favorite stage in the game. This was the stage I practiced the most. It's just so properly intense. I love how the game just has that density that we all love. The fact that the music is really cool and you're ascending up this mountain. It's just super cool. I love this this stage here, and coming up is the secret 1-up. I practiced the hell out of this because this is important. You really want to get this 1-up. So you get rid of this guy as quickly as possible. Your auto fire does the most damage. Keep that in mind. So get rid of that guy. Now there's these two things that come down. So the one at the top, you have to kill the one at the top first. You destroy that. Now you have to kill the one at the bottom. And that's all you got to do. You're not allowed to use bombs. But if you kill the one at the top and then kill the one at the bottom, the 1-up will spawn. And then right here I had a hard time. I died a lot right here because I would get greedy and I would try to maximize my score right there. But finally I disciplined myself to just not do that on this run. Which is, you know, really important. Like, I hope I'm starting to get a little bit of legacy skill, because for me, I cleared this one relatively quickly, certainly compared to Battle Greg. Battle Greg, I think, took me 2-3 months of playing Battle Greg. I took long breaks, but still, like, it took me a long time to get my shitty Garega clear. This was not that, which is awesome. I'm actually really surprised I didn't get to this game sooner. This is a really nasty section, and I got way off route right there and I had to use a panic bomb. It's kind of a bummer, but whatever. I'm surprised I didn't get into this one sooner, because I've had this on my CPS2 multi-kit for a long time, for years. But I always had the idea, I always had the mentality that it was just so ridiculously difficult. It was like, these games are impossible. They're not impossible. They're not nearly as difficult as you think they are. And so I was really surprised that I was able to get the 1-all as quick as I did. I like that right there. I just stood there like an idiot and got hit. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention too, I wish I mentioned this earlier in the run, and this is really important, actually, to people who are, if you're looking to get into this game, this is what's really important. So I was used to playing the North American ROM, and then when I did some research, I went and I found, by the way, it's Actane's quick start guide is one thing that I looked at, which was really, really helpful. And then it was, I reached out to Pearl and asked Pearl about it. But the general consensus is that the North American ROM is not only easier than the Japanese ROM, but the way the bullet canceling work is different, or it's weird or something. I don't know. But I can tell you that going from the North American ROM to the Japanese ROM, it jumped out at me like instantly that the Japanese ROM, Progear no Arashi, is actually, it really is much difficult. Not much, not really, not way more difficult, but like difficult enough to where like you notice it like instantly. So that's definitely worthy of note. So if you start playing this and you're having a hard time with the Japanese ROM, maybe go to the North American ROM and practice or something. I don't know, but the Japanese ROM is certainly more difficult at the default settings. But yeah, so my routing here is not the greatest, as per usual. Basically, I'm just sort of reacting to bullet patterns that I became familiar with just with my time playing this game. But this stuff can be routed so much easier. Or better, I should say, to make the game easier. I think if I was going to go for like a loop 2, which I think I'm going to do slowly but surely, I'm not going to stop playing this game, actually. I am playing a lot of Ketsui now. I just started playing Ketsui. So the next video will definitely be Ketsui based, pretty sure. Going back to that, that's kind of like, Ketsui's like my arch nemesis, you know what I mean? If you're gonna go for loop 2 of this game, you're gonna have to route it a lot better than I am here. But baby steps. I just wanted a 1-all. and so I didn't really route it too well. And I found out that I was talking to Wes 112. Shout out to Wes 112, by the way. We got his Dottonpachi 2 all, which is incredible. It's incredible. It's crazy. He really likes Progear. He played a lot of Progear. He's very good at Progear. And he was telling me that I think to get to the second loop, you have to. You can only use the total of bombs and lives you can use is 6. I think is what he was trying to tell me. Which isn't that crazy. Like at first I thought it was you could only die once, but he was telling me like no. You the number of bombs and lives I think together can't be more than 6. Look at that. Can't be more than 6 to get the loop too. So I want to try and do that actually. Just because I really love this game. It's just so fun. Like the bullet patterns are just fun and all that. Now this section here, like definitely just switching back between like collecting the rings and then collecting the gems makes this a lot easier, because otherwise this stuff will snowball. The bullets, there's just too many goddamn bullets. Like they'll just snowball on you. And right here, I don't think I used the bomb right here. I was pretty happy with this, but if you do get in trouble here, definitely fucking use a bomb in there, because that's one of the more intense parts of the game. And then you're off to the final boss. This one, for some reason, I felt like this game was shorter than the other cave game, but it's not. It's not really. I think it's like 23 minutes long or something. The run, like the actual run. But in my opinion, not nearly as difficult as a DOJ Black Label or a Ketsui or Esperade. Maybe as difficult as a 1-all in Dodonpachi? I don't know. But yeah, I hope I'm gaining some legacy skill. I was really happy with the way this went. A little bit of luck, but also a little bit of really good dodging. Like this right here, I was so stoked that I dodged this because I really wanted to do this without using a bomb. And this was the perfect opportunity because I didn't have any bombs. And I was able to do it. That could be kind of a nasty pattern. These are nasty too because some of them are like really, like that right there is like really close to you. Like that was kind of lucky if I mean, you're kind of guess dodging there. This I had a hard problem with. I always have a hard problem when the boss is really big and they just sort of lunge at you. I was kind of bummed out that I got killed right there, but whatever. And then I think this is the last phase of the boss. And as you can see, like it's really not that crazy of a clear. Like the game doesn't really ask, at least in loop 1, like the game doesn't really ask that much of you. So highly recommend this one. Like play it on MAME, or Mr. Well, I recommend playing on MAME because you have access to the the save states and stuff, or Mr. if that's your thing, whatever. Because I happen to know for a fact that the CPS2 cores in Mr. are really good, as far as accuracy goes. This can get crazy because it starts to really pile up. This reminds me of like some Toho type shit for some reason, but I haven't really played a lot of Toho, so I probably shouldn't speak on it. But like this can like sort of pile up and snowball on you. I was bummed out I died there too, but whatever. And now in this situation, you're just thinking like, there's no way I'm gonna get killed without using these fucking bombs, so might as well, bomb it up. And then and that's it. And that's my Progear 1-all. Early Progear 1-all. So what I wanted, my goal for score was 11 million. And I scored 11.6, which I was really stoked on. I actually went back and found a run that Pearl uploaded from 4 years ago. And I was like, I wonder if my score is like bigger than Pearl's score from 4 years ago. That would be rad. Because Pearl's like pretty fucking good. And no, Pearl. I think Pearl scored like 12.4 million or something. I was like, damn. But whatever. Ugh. Now, by the way, I wanted to talk about this ending. A lot of people don't know this. I don't read Japanese, but I know what's happening here in the ending. So what's happening is the heroes have decided that not only did they kill all the bad guys, but now they're going to kill everybody in the world. And the reason why they're going to kill everybody in the world is because people suck, really, and traffic sucks. So you can see she's crying there, like, it has to be done. And so they're just going to nuke everyone in the world, and that's what they do. They just they murder. What it says right there is they murdered everyone in the world, and now they're the only two people left in the world. And they're kind of sad about it, but not really, because traffic really is shitty, and now they get to do whatever they want. They don't have to work, and so and that's what Progear is about. It's about just murdering the world. A lot of people don't know that. So now, if you made it this far, now you know, and you're welcome. That's what Progear is about. So anyway, I think I'm gonna make more videos real soon. I kind of took a break for a little while. And I really want to start, maybe the idea would be like to focus on like the retro gaming community and to try and do like videos about different genres of games. Just sort of maybe try and pull new players into the shmup genre. I don't know. I feel like that would be like a really cool thing if I could contribute like in that way to actually be able to do that. So I don't know. But yeah, Ketsui videos coming soon. I had a really good Ketsui run yesterday, I think. I seem to be doing okay with Ketsui. I probably shouldn't say that out loud. But yeah, the next video I upload is probably going to be something about Ketsui or a Ketsui run. But like those videos aren't very popular, but like who cares, whatever. And then yeah, I kind of want to play some other types of games, platformers, action games, and see if I can grab some, maybe not so much the shmup subscribers, but maybe some just like random like retro gaming subscribers and try and pull them in and see if I can do that or how that works. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully this helps somebody. If you're dying a lot, if you're losing a lot at these games, keep in mind that is totally normal. That's what's supposed to be happening. It's the only way you're going to learn. You're supposed to die a lot, but I promise you these games are not as difficult as you think. You just got to keep practicing, and it's a lot of fun when you start to make progress. It's totally worth it. And that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, or listening, or both.